Hello YouTube and welcome back to my channel and happy Halloween. My favourite day of the year is here. Yes, happy Halloween. Obviously I uploading this on to Tuesday tomorrow, so happy Halloween for yesterday, but I'm actually filming it on Halloween, hence my makeup. And also hopefully you will notice that the sound is a little bit clearer. That's right, I have myself a microphone. I finally did it. So hopefully this will get rid of that rattle noise that was annoying the hell out of me in the background, and I just sound a little bit more professional. So this week for Halloween, I am testing out a product that I found on Amazon. It is a skull mold, and I've never used a mold this big before, so this is something new for me. And normally when I'm making a head or a skull head or anything like that, I tend to bake layers and then layer up and then carve the cake. So it's a little bit wasteful, and I'm hoping this mold might be successful and it's something that I can use in the future. And fingers crossed it all works out, so we will see. But yes, so let's have some spooky fun and let's make a skull. I'm so excited to finally be testing this out. I've had it for a couple of weeks now and I've just been waiting for the right time to do it, a little bit closer to Halloween. And obviously I said I got it from Amazon. It was like £21, £22, something like that. I had a little look today just to clarify it, and it's actually out of stock at the moment. It's unavailable, so I'm guessing a lot of people have bought this mold for Halloween. So hopefully a lot of people are finding they're having some fun with it or just testing it out. So here I am putting the cake mixture in. I'm actually just using a plain old box cake because I didn't really want to waste too much of my cake stock on this experimentation. So I just went to Asda and got a couple of box mixes just to test it out. And straight away, I'm noticing that the weight of the cake mixture is kind of warping the way the mold sits, sorry. And I was a little bit worried that it was going to bend, and then I popped a little bit more in and I had some vanilla. And on the face side, I've put too much in. This is all kind of going a bit wrong here. And then top tip, if you do get this mold, pop pop a pan underneath it before you pop the cake mixture in, because this was such a stressful thing to try and do. So when I was putting the cake mixture into the mold, I wanted to make sure that there was enough so that when the cake was baked, it would rise enough so that it would reach the edge of the cake mold, which it did happen here. So I was very happy with that. Straight away, when I turned over here, you'll see that there was those two dents, and even though it's still hot, the cake mixture is still hot. I wanted to peel the mold off now because I was worried that if I'd let it dry or cool down within the mold, it would be harder to peel off. Even though it was still warm, I still lost a part of the nose, but you can see that there's these dents on the forehead of the skull face, and there's two dents there, so you see on the back, and this is caused by the weight of the cake mixture. The other thing that I've also noticed as well is that the cake mixture has widened the mold out so that the face is a bit more distorted and it's wider than what it should be, and you'll see what I mean at the end. But it's fine, we're just testing it out, and these are the faults that I can see with it at the moment, but they're not massive faults. It's fine. So now comes the trouble. So I'm using chocolate ganache to try and glue these two parts together, and obviously we've got the flat edge at the bottom, and I'm using some sprinkles there to hold it up, and then I'm putting the ganache on to glue it together, and you can see here it just keeps moving down, and I thought, right, okay, pop some dowels in, and it ends up looking like this. How scary does this look? It's like kind of like a cross between the Mummy, Brendan Fraser's The Mummy, and kind of like the crystal skull from Indiana Jones. I was just like, I almost threw it in the bin, and I was like, no, let's keep going. Let's cover it in white buttercream, and I didn't want it to be like proper white because I wanted it to look, well, it's very cursed. Let's just go with that. I ground some Oreos together to create like a kind of mud effect. So I wanted it to look like it was like on the ground. And because obviously I put the buttercream and the ganache on, I'd lost the features. So with I've kind of tried to help mold the features back together, and I've added some cracks here and there. And you know what? Even though it's horrific, I really like it. It generally does look like, I think it looks like the crystal skull. The way that the back end of it is like it's longer. It's horrific. I added a worm coming out of the eye because it was I wanted a bit of a nod towards the corpse bride. And then I'm just adding some colored dust just to kind of add some details. So I just had a little fun with it. I was just testing it out. It's really awful, but I just don't care. I love it. I think it's just so cursed. Did the teeth again, added some shadows, and there is the final skull. It's awful. But I didn't want that to be the only thing I created. So I went back to the mold, and this time using white chocolate, I am just going to create a kind of pinata skull head, because I wanted to show what the features actually should look like, because I know that the cake had warped them. So I've done like 3 layers of chocolate here because I wanted to make sure that they were thick enough that when I went to pull it out like I am now, and I'm being very, very careful, that it didn't break and that it was solid enough to hold its shape. So spending a little time here just gently tweezing out all around the edges, and I get a few cracks and stuff, but nothing horrific, thank goodness. So the mold is very, very good when using it for this. I was actually very, very impressed. So there's the back coming out now, and you can see that flat edge that I was trying to use with the cake, and it just wasn't a big enough space for the weight of the cake to hold the whole head up. And now you're going to see what I meant about the fact that the face warped, because if you can see here, look how narrow that jawline is and the teeth marks are. It's a lot more defined. And of course I filled it with some sweets because I'm going to smash it later. I'll probably do that on TikTok. But now I'm just going to use some more white chocolate just to kind of glue the edges together. Mind my fingers, they are clean, but it was just easier to use that because I didn't want to accidentally damage the skull too much with the spoon. So I'm just going all the way around, and then this will go back in the fridge to harden. And then I am left with the 2 skulls. So you can see the lack of features with the cake mold, whereas with the chocolate mold, it looks so much better. Well, that was an experience. Yeah. This mold it wasn't difficult to use. It's easy to use, but I don't think it's good for cake. Chocolate, yeah. Jelly, 100%, yeah, probably. But cake, nah. There was just too many problems with the cake side of things. It was when you had the cake in, obviously it divoted, which you saw earlier in the film, because obviously the pressure of the cake is flattening the look like I've got boobs. It was flattening the bottoms of it, so the weight, it just couldn't take the weight of the cake mixture. And then when it came to trying to put the cake together, it just wouldn't sit on its flat surface, because again, just too much weight. So where with the white chocolate, with the chocolate mold, obviously I can get it to sit up, try not to like drop it. Obviously all the sweets that I've put inside are based at the bottom now, so it's giving it a good solid weight at the bottom. But obviously I just don't get that with the cake. I'm glad I didn't just give up. I'm glad I finished it so it actually looks like what it's supposed to look like. But yeah, no, I think I'll stick with doing the layer technique, and I'll just have to keep eating those offcuts. But yeah, so it was a lot of fun, a bit stressful, I have to say. But hey, at least I got it done and I stuck with it. So I'm very stubborn like that. Tell me what you think. Do you like the skull cake, or do you prefer the chocolate mold? Or is this something you think you would want to buy? I don't. I'm glad I have it because I can do it for like chocolate molds and stuff, and if I want to do a jelly, then it's there. But I don't know. It's up to you guys. What do you think? Anyhow, if you like this video, please give it a good thumbs up. I really, really appreciate all the support as always. And if you find that you've come back to my channel a couple of times now and you haven't subscribed, why not give me like an early Christmas present and just give me a little subscribe? That'd be amazing. Someone suggested a red velvet cake and a lemon drizzle cake, so I am definitely going to be doing those soon. But if you have any other suggestions, please let me know. I hope you guys have a fantastic Halloween. I am all ready with my sweets for any trick-or-treaters that come around today. So I'm trying really hard not to eat these because a lot of them are sour and I love sour sweets. But yeah, have a fantastic Halloween and I will see you next week. Bye!